Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a TrueNet, and welcome back to 80 Days, the Jules Verne, where, well, things have gone a little bit dark. We've made it in day 34 over to Hong Kong, going via a little spaceship over here, which was marvellous. That got us from Delhi to Hong Kong in 3 days. That was some marvellous progress there. That really helped us catch up a little bit, because I felt we were falling a little bit behind. Unfortunately, we've had a bit more trouble here, and the trouble we've had is I've run into what appears to be a genuine police officer who, while a little bit on the dodgy side, has suggested that my master might just have committed a terrible fraud and that this trip is all some form of cover to potentially dispose of some of that money or maybe disappear out of England until the heat is off. Dear oh dear. I mean, I'm refusing to believe it for now, but we shall see. We're in Hong Kong, and we've got more important things to worry about for the moment, which is, in half an hour, the market will open, and I believe I have some goods to sell here, which is marvellously good news. And once that's done, we need to figure out how to get out of here entirely, because, yeah, we need to find a way across the Pacific Ocean. Now, let's see what we've got here. Oh, blimey! A big old rifle, good. Yeah, let's sell the saffron crocus for £4,700. Beautiful. Now, what am I going to do here? Ah, the America set. Well, I could do with the America set. Let's just get rid of the... What do we need to get rid of? We can probably get rid of the Indian train timetable at this point, and instead buy some cowboy boots to go with my Stetson. So while I'm travelling around America, now travelling through America when we get there will be much easier. Valuable in Beijing. I'm not sure we're going to have much reason to go that way, to be honest. So let's just quickly kind of nip out here. I know from Hong Kong I can head down towards Singapore, but yeah, I can't see any particular reason why we're going to be heading, like, to any of these regions around here at all. I think, like, really, we just want to get over, out of here, just straight over. Yeah, well, we could go to... It depends. I'll explore, and then maybe I'll come back to this shop, because right now I need to figure out a way to make some progress. I mean, I could go over to Japan, for example, but I feel like we, for now at least, we can do without any of this. They're just back out here. Let's just explore and see what we can do, because then hopefully by the time we're done exploring, the market will still be open. So, what have we discovered? We found some new routes. We could go, well, we could go straight up to Beijing, or we could go, apparently we can go there immediately. Okay, this is interesting. I could buy that rifle, head straight up to Beijing, sell it for a good profit, and then just head straight over to Japan from there. Because potentially it feels like, yeah, we need to go to Japan if we want to cross the Pacific Ocean. I was loath to leave Monsieur Fogg for any length of time, having so narrowly escaped the clutches of that blackguard fix. We explored the city from the comfort of the mechanical sedan chair, but my terrible experience dimmed the colours and tarnished the beauty of the streets. I found myself anxious to leave. Right, so, we know what we can do here. Just very quickly have a look, see at what this is. So, Beijing, this leaves at 5 PM. Yeah, that's by train. That's not too bad at all. Right, head in here to the market. Buy that big old gun as quick as you like. Screw it, extra suitcase, lovely. And then, well, you know what, we've got the extra suitcase. We may as well just buy literally everything. In we go, marvellous. We'll sell it later if we have to. We have bought literally everything in Hong Kong. Job done. Let us be on our way, please, over to Beijing, where we can immediately sell it. And we can get there tomorrow. Let's be on our way. Hire the extra space. Keep hiring it. And off we pop. Beautiful. And it looks like a bearable route. Ah! We can do this entire journey without a single bit of loss of health, which means I can actually attend to my master while we're going, or I can have a chat with the people on the train, see if I can figure out how to get out of Beijing somewhere else. Let's quickly chat with you, see if you can tell me more or anything. Yeah, tell me about Beijing. Tell me about getting from Beijing over to literally, oh, I don't know where most of these places are. Just tell me about anything you can tell me, alright? And, I've got some items with me. I could use the dominoes on you. Let's see what that happens. So, I can extend conversations using the dominoes. Got it. Now, tell me more about Pyongyang. Why not? So, Pyongyang. So, basically, if you speak to someone, they'll give you, like, a little bit of information. But, like, if you want to extend the conversation, you need to use the little one-off items like Darjeeling tea or dominoes or whatever. And then, like, if that's of interest to them, you can get more information out of them. Oh, yes. Tell me about getting from Pyongyang to Manila and Pyongyang to San Francisco. This is exactly what I need to know, yes. And in we come to Beijing, where we can sell a massive gun that we're carrying. Fortunately, apparently that wasn't a problem. No one cared about the massive gun we were holding. So, part of the rest and recuperation set. Pacific timetable. New routes discovered. Manila going, aha. If I can just get to Manila, that is a good way of crossing the ocean, including from Manila, directly over to Honolulu. And beyond that, oh yes. This is just the thing. Right, so I now know a couple of good routes to go. I can basically just, and from Pyongyang too. In all fairness, like, Manila is quite a long way away at this point. Really, what I need to do is probably get over to... Yeah, if I could just get over to Yokohama, I could go to Pyongyang. There must be an easy way to get there from here. So nothing to do there. Just explore around, learn more about the routes, and then we'll sleep for the night. New route discovered. That's useless to me. Come on, I need to make... From Beijing, heading out to Vladivostok, in fact. Okay. And from there, we can get to... It feels an inefficient route, to be honest. That feels a very inefficient route. But equally, if I head to Pyongyang, that's no better. That's no better in the slightest. You know what? I may as well also... I could just sell... I mean, I'm not heading down to Manila at this point, so I could just basically sell this brass woodlouse. I'm not going to make any money out of that at this point. We're definitely not heading as far south as Manila. I guess I have nothing to do but to bribe the Vladivostok people to set off sooner. No, I need you to set off today, actually. Set off immediately. Right, well, I can embark right away. Embark, hire more space, and apparently, because I have got so much of the right gear, I'm going to end this journey actually flipping more rested than when I set off. So, plenty of time to visit the markets today. I'm not going to any of those places, to be honest, so don't worry about those. Travelling cloak, knitted gloves, cold climate, railway cap. Well, you know what? I may as well grab that. How many of those have I got at the minute? I've got 1 out of 2. Well, we'll probably be doing some railway over in America, so it's fine. I will say in this game, it's a little bit too easy to make money and just buy your way where you want to go. I think, like, money ought to be a little bit harder to make, but I never saw a difficulty setting, so I never set this to easy or anything. I think this is just the default difficulty. So a travelling cloak as well for the gentleman traveller. I think we'll be fine, though, in all fairness. Why not? Why flipping not, eh? Let's just move this to here, this to here. We may as flipping well. And knitted gloves for the cold climate. I don't think we're actually going to be going through much cold climate, to be honest. I think we're heading straight over to America and we'll be fine. So in which case, back out of here and explore. Let's see what we can learn. We might have an adventure. We might just learn some stuff here. Not much, to be honest. Just a route back to Pyongyang, which we don't really need for anything. And I decided to visit whatever that thing is, the Sailor Town. Let's visit Sailor Town, see what's going on here. The hour was late by the time I made it back to my hotel, but my adventure was far from over. An imposing Imperial Army officer accosted me in reception and subjected me to a thorough search. Don't object, just accept it. He went through our cases and pockets, though of course he found nothing seditious. Vladivostok is a closed port, he declared. You will be held while a decision is taken in your case. Okay, that's fine. What's going... Oh, excuse me. Whoa. I shouldn't have bloody come here, bloody hell. And so it was that we came to spend 4 nights in a Russian military jail, not an experience I would recommend even for the hardiest of travellers. When we were finally released, it was without much discussion. We were pointed to the docks and told to leave and quickly. Oh, I feel like that's not my fault, really. Right, maybe we just get out of here and go, like, if flipping immediately off to Japan and just leave this horrible, horrible place. In all fairness, apparently we are going to recover quite nicely thanks to my partial storm gear set. Let's just be out of here on this Korean ship. Oh, a great big ship. Lovely. Let's just go. All right. Apparently, we're going to be fine on this little journey. Now, instead, we need to have a look at our departures. So, we could head over to... No, I don't want to head over to Manila. That's most certainly not where we wish to depart in the slightest. Instead, we'd like to head over to San Francisco, which will take apparently 14 days and £4,000 to do. When is that going to depart? It's going to depart in 2 days. But for an extra, I can make it depart tomorrow, or I could make it depart immediately for a further £3,000. I think we can do without that, to be honest. Well, we may as well depart in that case. Let's get on this here boat, yes indeed, over to San Francisco, which will apparently take quite some time to do, but never mind. I wish we still had that bloody spaceship. Off we pop, and we'll need to buy a little bit of extra space as well, no problem at all. Oh yes, I'm going to arrive much more well-rested than when I left. Marvellous. So, off we pop. I imagine we're going to have at least some adventures on the route, given apparently this is going to take quite a few days to do. And the ship was captained by a severe American by the name of Wicker. The Waterloo carried an entire corps of brass-goggled engineers and a brace of submariners on standby should the captain call the order to submerge. I looked forward to a peaceful steamship ocean crossing. I was not to be so lucky. Yes, I imagine something rather dramatic is going to end up happening here. Though admittedly, we do have the advantage that time is passing quickly and the health of our master is going up as time goes by. The salty air blew cool and sharp against my face as I opened the door onto the top deck. It was painfully early, and the only passengers awake were a group of Chinese labourers hunched miserably near the stern. I paid them no attention. One of their number was vomiting copiously into a bucket. I offered him as much space as I could give him. As much as... Oh, no. To go over and say sorry. To go over and say, see if you can help in any way. I myself have developed a sturdy set of sea legs, but I had every sympathy for those less fortunate. Unfortunately, the bilious labourer seemed to take my muttered words as some form of challenge or mockery. Okay, just back away. This clearly is not going well. Not wishing to antagonise them further, and certainly not before breakfast. I cannot abide a quarrel on an empty stomach. That was probably for the best. I am on fine form. Yes, you are doing very well indeed. As this journey goes by, you are just getting healthier and healthier, which is beautiful. I accompanied Monsieur Fogg to a game of whist with a family of American missionaries who were travelling back to San Francisco for a family wedding. My master began strongly, but Mademoiselle Loretta, the eldest girl, had a sharp eye and won several hands in a row. A new round was dealt. I noticed Mademoiselle Loretta slip a card into her sleeve or smile triumphantly. No, let's not get into an argument here. Let's just let her win triumphantly. We've got loads of money. It's fine. The minister's daughter accepted Monsieur Fogg's congratulations demurely, though I saw a flash of something altogether unsporting in her eyes as she lowered her lashes. I would say it left a sour taste, to be honest. I resolved to steer my master away from any further games with the missionary family. She may well indeed be a cheat. Now, we are still not much out to sea, to be honest. We have still got a very, very long journey ahead of us here. I was climbing the rigging, entirely innocently or as exercise, of course. Well, as exercise, that is a good exercise. Apparently, I used to be an acrobat, and not at all for the purpose of spying on the crew to appease my own curiosity, when I heard two of the crewmen arguing in a pidgin mix of English and Japanese. Okay, just close your eyes and listen in if you can. Only a few words were audible over the howling of the wind. Shrine, heathen, worship, for a sudden scream rent the air. Oh dear, one of the sailors was falling from the platform's edge. I was unable to look away. Yeah, unable to look away, unfortunately. As he fell, his body lay still and crumpled on the deck. I heard his scream in my head for days after. I looked up and managed to catch sight of the fallen sailor's companion, his face still and pallid. Was that guilt in his eyes or merely shock? He slipped away before the captain arrived, and I followed his example, or no, follow him. Let's see what's going on here. He retired to the crew quarters, and I began to hear the sound of desperate muttered prayers. Oh dear. There is a murder aboard this ship. This is no good at all. The Water Lily's crew held a funeral for the dead sailor. I was not specifically invited, but was curious about the incident. The funeral was an excellent opportunity to learn more about the crew. Captain Wicker led the Christian service with customary grimness. I was surprised by the absence of the American minister, or, yes, the sailor's companion, who had been arguing with him just before his fall. Yet he was not the only one missing from the funeral. Oddly, only half of the crew had come to pay their respects. I suppose she was commonplace. No, not that commonplace. Ask the neighbour, or, yes, let's see if we can find the rest. I found them making an offering in front of a makeshift Shinto shrine in the crew quarters. The fellow from the night before was amongst them. The captain doesn't want us at his Christian ceremonies. He thinks nothing of our faith, one of the sailors told me bitterly. We make our offerings here instead. Well, that is, all things considered, quite reasonable. That doesn't strike me as, like a bad thing in the slightest. A storm. Too exhausted to write a proper entry. Suffice to say, we are still afloat. As we settle down for the night, I was struck by an unrelated thought. Monsieur Fogg, the date line. We have altered our watch already, Monsieur Fogg replied calmly. Did you think I might forget? My master was of course correct. With such an eye as his, it was unthinkable he might miss such a detail. And we'd reached the point directly opposite Greenwich. Nice, though admittedly this part of the journey will be much easier. We've got a lot of ocean ahead of us, and then in the Atlantic, a lot more too. Rain clattered against our iron hull, nearly drowning out the shouts of the crew. The storm lasted nearly 6 hours and blew us far off course. The captain spent most of the day preparing his charts, trying to locate our position. There is no land anywhere on the horizon. Oh no. We're going the wrong... We're supposed to go to San Francisco. Why is this happening? So now we're heading for Hawaii rather than San Francisco. We're going to have to be hitting Honolulu in 5 days, then we'll have to find our own way from there. Oh, that's annoying. Oh well, it sounds lovely. I'm sure it's nice there. This will not do, my master said. But the beaches, monsieur. Indeed not, sir. But don't worry, we'll find a way off very quickly, I'm sure. Our course is clear. We must mutiny. No, we must not mutiny. See to it, Passepartout. Use your... Well, we've got fun. We do have money. We could sort this out. Let's use my money to sort this out. We've got a big pile of money. We will mutiny in 5 days when we reach Honolulu. Make your preparations as you see fit. Fogg, are you sure you're all right? I didn't think my guy was the mutinying sort, but apparently I was to foment a mutiny among the Water Lily. I decided to begin by exploiting the crew's animosity towards one another. Divide and conquer, so dear Maman had always counselled. Oh, goodness sake. Inflaming the religious passions. Yeah, we know about that. We do know about that, so that's absolutely fine. So I decided to desecrate a Shinto shrine, steal a wall-mounted crucifix, start rumours about the Shinto crew members, or gossip about the captain. Yeah, in all fairness, if we desecrate the Shinto shrine, then the men will totally turn on the captain. So let's just hope we don't get, caught. It was not long before the Shinto adherents began to seethe and mutter of their ill treatment, looking at the captain with suspicious eyes. Such suspicion could easily be tipped into revolt. Okay, good starting point for our stupid mutiny plan. It was with satisfaction that I noted a certain increase in tension aboard the Water Lily, a situation I would carefully have to exacerbate if my master's mutiny was to have any chance of success. So, next up, we have got ourselves... Oh, we don't know much about the Chinese labourers. We kind of annoyed them. So, Captain Davis and the submariners. Okay. There are no storms underwater, the commander muttered, her hair a tangle under her cap. Yeah, we absolutely should have submerged. We should have submerged, damn it. Captain Wicker risked all of our lives. I think perhaps he does not trust your ability as submariners. The commander's face darkened at my assertion. Perhaps you are right at that, she said. Perhaps so. In fact, I've heard him say as much. Oh dear, I think I might have overplayed my hand a little bit there. Why would he say such a thing to you? I shrug and hurry away. I'm just going to nod and wink. You don't know everything about me, I replied. The commander stared back, unflinching, keeping her thoughts to herself. I took my leave a moment later, hoping my seed of doubt would spread. Okay, I might have got the submariners on side, though I admit I have no idea what I'm going to do with the Chinese. Maybe I'll just buy their loyalty with a big pile of money. Ah, but my own fellow servants might be a good target as well. Yes, that will work. Being a gentleman's gentleman myself, I knew the value of a good servant. Conversely, I was also aware of the disruption a bad one could cause. I appealed to them with my sense of duty. They should hopefully have the same sense of duty that I have, to which I felt they could not be immune. Few agreed, but not all. Okay. This is going alright, I think. In the moment, we'll be hitting Honolulu. Yeah, we'll be hitting that very momentarily indeed. And once we've hit Honolulu, I don't know what's going to happen then, but I feel like bad things potentially. We reached Honolulu in the dark. The captain took a small skiff into the harbour with a few of his officers, wishing to inquire about repairs before putting the Water Lily into dry dock. Monsieur, well, if it needs repairs, we shouldn't be doing this. Bloody hell. Monsieur Fogg watched the boat for a long moment. Now is the time, he said crisply. I trust everything is in order. You know, I'm beginning to trust that police officer back in Hong Kong a lot more. I'm not sure this whole stealing the damaged boat is a good idea. I assured him everything was fine. He nodded, having expected no other response. Let us hope so. With that, my master retreated to his cabin, and I called the signal to arms. The Water Lily erupted into chaos. Everywhere was the clash of sabres and pistols. Now and then I heard the shriek of the officers' sonic weapons, but I was not alone. The half of the crew that followed the Shinto creed fell in behind me with a rallying cry. They fought their Christian crewmates with vicious determination, clearing the top deck within the hour. The loyal officers found themselves inexplicably delayed and thwarted in their efforts to dress and arm to meet the mutiny. Ah, yes, lovely. Batman himself threw his loyalty behind my uprising, and you can't beat Batman in a straight-up fight, and that bought us precious time to establish our control over the ship. The Chinese labourers we don't care about, to be honest. They poked their heads out of their cabin at the noise and confusion, but seemed to decide on a policy of detached observation. I was only grateful they did not intervene against my band of mutineers. The submariners, led by Commander Davis, charged out of the hold of the ship like a horde of impossibly athletic avenging angels. There was a long, terrible moment when I wanted their allegiance. Then Commander Davis caught my eye and winked. "It's Azumi to my friend," she shouted cheerfully, driving back any stragglers lured to Captain Wicker. Okay, this appears to be actually working out very, very nicely. I myself had ended up with a debonair scratch upon the cheek and had somehow come to be in possession of a brace of pistols and 3 sabres. By the time the captain and the officers returned, we had complete control of the ship. They were quickly trussed and throw them in the brig or throw them in the brig. We can't have them telling anyone else what's going on here. Monsieur Fogg emerged, surveying the scene of recent battle with a calm eye. "Well done," he said, with classic gentlemanly understatement. Still, it was well done, and more if I do say so myself. So at this point, we're not going to Honolulu. We're heading straight back over to flipping Sanford. Oh, well, this is just a really, really long detour. Bloody hell, this is going to cost us a lot of time, damn it. The successful mutineers held a vote and elected me the new captain. I was delighted. Marvellous. Captain of my very own ship. I've no idea how to captain a ship, but I'll give it a damn good go. The new first mate, a cheerful girl by the name of Wang, came to me with an intriguing notion. "As you know, the Water Lily is a ship-to-submarine prototype," she said. "If the submariners cooperated, we could convert to submersible and make port to San Francisco in 2 days rather than 5. Do it. Call in Azumi. We're going to make this happen." She greeted me with a flourish and a bow. "My dear captain," she declared, not bothering to hide her amusement. "Do you have orders for me? Can you get us to San Francisco in 4 days? No, do it in 2. I just said 2. And indeed, we are making much better progress on a submarine now. Good, good, good. One final event before we hit San Francisco. And as apparently submarine just, emerging off San Francisco has caused some confusion, yes, indeed, I'm going to head ashore in a little boat, and I've decided Azumi shall be the new captain. Marvellous. Good fortune Passepartout, she called as we rode away. You'll always have a home aboard the Water Lily. Well, that was a lovely adventure. In we come on our little boat over to San Francisco. Finally, we've flipping hit America. And indeed, it is a late night. We may as well just get some sleep and see what's going on in the morning. What can we do here? Because we have got a very, very long way to go, but we could just cut flipping straight across America like this. I feel like actually, yeah, we can get... Within the week, we can get to Burlington, but that's a little bit on the slow side, to be honest. That's, like, yeah, 4 or 5 days away, and we're on day 64 already. I'm concerned. Let's go into the market. We need to make progress as a priority here. Probably we can start selling some maps for stuff we don't need at this point, and instead we can pick up a wax cylinder, valuable in Chicago. I'm pretty sure we're heading in Chicago direction anyway. Now, the Transcontinental Express will take us all the way to New York in 8 days with only a handful of stops. 8 days takes us to day 72. Ouch. Okay. This is going to be a little bit on the tricky side, to be honest. Yes, though we can apparently make it all the way to New York in... Wait, 16 days? No. We need to find a better route than New York in 16 days. We need to find some better stuff going on here. Right. We need to plan. We need to plan urgently, which is I need to stop making individual trips. I need to make just longer trips and just basically just next Thursday. Oh, next Thursday. Bloody hell, arrives Friday, arrives Saturday. Can get over to... That arrives Friday. Dear oh dear. Right, I need to just find a way to cross the Atlantic. That's going to be the problem. I mean, I've got a little port here, but I'm distinctly worried about how I'm going to cross... I think we just need to basically start ignoring adventures and just basically just make the fastest run we can at everything. So I could make it over to Burlington on Saturday, which isn't so... Yeah, that feels like that's a good amount of distance, actually. Let's head to Burlington on Saturday, and we'll just work from there. Just stay overnight, and then we'll use our money to speed up the train's departure a little bit. Oh, bloody hell. We were held up by outlaws. America! I thought you were civilized, for goodness sake. They dragged tree trunks over the line and forced the train to a halt before boarding, brandishing pistols and sabers. Oh, we shouldn't have sold the massive gun back in wherever we sold the massive gun. They went carriage to carriage demanding valuables. I looked at my master, who had... Ooh. Oh, he had that glint in his eye. Is he about to lead a mutiny again? Or rather tell me to do it? The lead bandit fired his gun into the air. The name he declared is... Oh god, it's Team Rocket. We're being held up by Team Rocket. That's no good at all. A saber has been lifted to my throat. I've decided to hand over the wallet. I've decided the whole resisting thing wasn't working out for me. So, we have lost a little bit of money, but that's fine. The saber point moved on. Now it's at Monsieur Fogg's neck. What about you? You look good for it. I dreaded what Monsieur Fogg's would be. And what does I decide to do? I should jump to his aid. I am his servant. I should jump to his aid. He is my gentleman. I carry his possessions for him. Is that so? The outlaw declared with interest. So I should technically be taking from you twice, should I? There was no other option. I suggest we discuss about... No, hit him! Hit him in the face! Hit him in the face! Not a heavy punch, but enough to send him reeling a touch. And then Monsieur Fogg, with a swoop, battered him over the head with a trunk and threw the man out of the carriage. Through the window, I saw him being picked up by a group of rather surprised soldiers who waved a thank you. Hooray for me! I've saved everyone. Huzzah! Over to Burlington we come. It is Saturday. Still time indeed for us to quickly explore the market, then do some explorations. Nothing major here, to be honest. Let's just quickly... We need just... Well, actually, no. We need to explore as quick as you like, because we need to figure out how we get out of here, because right now there's no flipping path. Oh, no. No, not south. No, I need to do better than that. Oh, no. That's not good. So as it turns out, literally the only way I can go is down to New Orleans, which is going to take to Wednesday. What? Oh, no. We're in trouble. We're in a lot of trouble now. Unless I can find some form of magical spaceship again to get me back to England in a bloody hurry, I don't know what we're going to do here, because I've explored, and that has not opened up any new route here for us. So, okay, back to planning for a second. Well, we've got to move on. we've just got to move on, and that actually leaves tomorrow already, so I can't speed it up. We just have to be off tomorrow, and then sort of vaguely hope we can find something better in the meantime, because I was kind of hoping we'd be able to go north to Chicago, but apparently not. Let's just be on our way, and sadly, it's going to take a bloody while on the... Wait, we're on a boat? Oh, that's why it's so slow. Got it. We're just on a paddle steamer. Right, converse. We need to learn something about the routes out of New Orleans. Can we get from New Orleans to New York by any chance? On subject of trains, we just need to get out of New Orleans. No, we need to get from New Orleans back to Europe, all right? Give us some tea. Here, have some tea. Most generous. Tell me about New Orleans, all right? Keep talking. I need to know how to get from there to... Havana would work. Because Havana might be able to get from there back to Europe. Okay, one can fly from New Orleans to Havana. Okay, Captain's the arrogant sort. I've no idea. I've literally never met him, so I'm just going to agree with you, to be honest. Well, I've learned some new stuff from her at random. Some more useful, well, some completely useless trainers. Okay, I have at least found a faster way to get out of this area. I found my way down to Havana. That's got to be a decent thing. If I can just get down to Havana, that's a good starting point. Because I want to get off the American mainland rather than take the train back up to New York. But on the plus side, all this gambling on the ship can certainly help out. I'll wager I can get us to New Orleans in 3 days rather than 4. Absolutely. Abso-flipping-lutely. I will pay whatever money it takes. £100 on it. Sure. Watch and learn, my friends. You'll see a record made today. Okay. So the boat has just sped up a bit, which is marvellously good news. Slight problem, though. The ship is beginning to make some odd noises. I'm going to help out, just to stop us exploding. It's absolutely fine. Keep shoveling, he yelled, and hopefully we will not actually die. Something began to make a screaming noise. I turned about looking astern and seeing smoke issuing from a crack in the metal, and then it was too late. The rear boiler exploded. The entire ship seemed to shudder and convulse, and the sailors screamed and wept and burned. It was hell in the literal rather than metaphysical sense, and I was right in it. We did not reach New Orleans that day. Okay, so I may have made some slight errors there, but on the plus side, oh no, well, we're going to make it just a bit slowly. Right, we've arrived early on in day 74, and at the bare minimum we can set off today, hopefully, immediately if we can. So I can set off tomorrow and actually get to Havana the same day, which is fine, and then by Monday to Port Royal. That's no good at all. Right, how long does it take me to get to... I can also get to New York by Monday, which, in all fairness, I feel like is a better bet. 3 days to New York. That's what, day 77. It's not perfect at all. I feel like my best bet is... Well, actually, in all fairness, like, if I'm going down here, I'm just getting further and further away from Britain by taking that sea route. I feel like, actually, I'm better off. Can I just tomorrow... Oh, darn it! I could have sped that up to actually set off today. Okay, fine, we'll have to do that tomorrow. Well, back to over here. We'll just have to head up to New York. That's my only chance. Let's have a look, see what's going on in the market, by the way. There's a trombone, which is worth a lot in New York. Fine, we may as well make some good money doing that. We're not going to be heading to any of those cities, so we'll sell that right now just to get it out of the way. Right, off we go to New York. It's my best bet. I've just got to hope there's air travel from New York. Go, go, go. And in we arrive to New York on day 77, but I am concerned, incredibly concerned that, yes, we have no way of actually crossing the ocean at the moment, meaning I'll have to explore for a day just to do that. We've got ourselves a penny black, marvellous. I've got a trombone I can sell here for very, very good money, but I am running out of everything, to be honest. Right, I'd need to explore, because right now I don't know any of the local area at all. So I've discovered, yeah, route back to Winnipeg, that's useless. I really need a route out of New York, and sadly, the route is, well, I've got something. All I need to do now is figure out how soon is this trip back to London setting off, arriving on Thursday. Oh, hang on, no, I can't speed it up. I can't speed it up, meaning I will arrive, well, I might just be able to arrive on the 80th, and I can afford it. So we may as well, quite frankly. Anything I can do to speed this up I need to do, but we'll have to see. Yeah, just spend the night at the hotel. We are in extremely good shape right now. Right, time to depart immediately. Just set off right now for London. And it take, well, it's 3 days. Just hire the extra space, keep hiring it. Open like apparently I need to get rid of something. Fine, get rid of some stuff. There we are, beautiful. Just be on our way immediately. And now we just have to hope that maybe, just maybe, because it's 3 days, 78. It says it's around Thursday. Thursday is day 80. I might just pull this off. Yeah, we would reach London in 3 days barring any unexpected delays, which might just be acceptable, but we've kind of got to hope that maybe we speed up a little bit, because I'm not sure if arriving during day 80 is good enough. It might be. Passepartout, my master demanded. Make us go faster if you would. Look, alright, Fog. Do you remember the last time we did the whole let's go faster thing? Do you remember how there was an explosion and people were horribly burnt to death? And it ended up taking us significantly longer than it would have done, alright? And it happened when I went up to the boiler attendant. Do not go up to the boiler attendant. Oh, for goodness sake. Alright, let's speak to the captain, see what we can do here. Faster, you say, it can be done, but it would destroy the engines. If so, I will buy the ship. How much? £7,000. Done. I will burn the engines. Burn them to nothing. The captain pushed the engines, all but turning the airship into a ball of flame. We tethered at the airship dock. Hyde Park. Wait, we did it? At long last we returned to London, and in time to win the wager. Okay, well, presumably, if that's yes, day 80 is here. We have made yes. We literally had to buy our own airship that's about to catch fire, but we have done it! With flipping 8 hours to spare. We did it in 79 days and 15 hours. Amazing! I seized my master by the collar and threw him into one of the steam carriages idling on the backs of the Serpentine in Hyde Park. To the Reform Club, I shouted, throwing £50 at the driver as an inducement to speed. And my master's friends stood from their chairs, gaping in an attitude of great shock. Monsieur Fogg only straightened a little and said in a calm voice, "Gentlemen, here I am." The room erupted into cheers. I staggered into the nearest chair and collapsed heavily into it, my hand shaking. I realised, as though a spell had suddenly broken, that my master had won his wager. I hope we got a lot of money out of this, by the way, because we made a lot of money on the route, but we've kind of spent it all on that airship I then basically set on fire. "You have won the bet, monsieur," I told him, and I seized my master by the hand and shook it. Beautiful. As though we were equals and not merely master and servant. "You have been a worthy companion to me." Oh, beautiful. There could be no higher praise. Mr. Fogg, one of the journalists in the crowd cried, interrupting our conversation. "What next for the great adventurer Phileas Fogg? And, Passepartout as well." "Beautiful." He returned the glance. "I've always wondered what is at the centre of the earth." He looked around the faces of the assembled crowd and quirked an eyebrow. "Anyone care to make a wager?" Monsieur Fogg refrained from rolling his eyes. "I believe," he said with great deliberation, "that tonight I will have supper and go to bed. Come, Passepartout, it grows late." "Yes, Monsieur Fogg, your journey around the world is complete." Journey complete in 80 days despite the exploding Mississippi paddle steamer, arrest in Vladivostok, and American train robbers too. And apparently no one mentions the fact that apparently we just took a crippled airship into Hyde Park where it was pretty much on fire and we just crashed the damn thing. That is not worthy of note. Beautiful. Oh, and there's my journey. You actually get to see. Travelled 28,000 miles. And I liked, I liked my steamships. Travelled 13,000 miles by sea. Travelled just 8,000 miles by land. 6,000 miles by air. Beautiful. With little things on it as well, showing you the route you went. Oh, that's lovely. My relationship with Fogg was fine. That is just great. That's a lovely little game. That, ladies and gentlemen, is 80 days just completed in the nick of time, but I'm sure you could do it much faster. In fact, I'm kind of curious now as to what the fastest possible route you could take would be. Like, I imagine, like, taking the spaceship from Delhi to Hong Kong is kind of like an essential part of that route, and like, you know, buying the blimp at the end there and then kind of doing that incredibly quickly. That feels like that would be the right thing to do, but I'm kind of curious. There must be like other ways. Like, there must be an optimal route. Though admittedly, I don't know how much of this is like hard coded versus how much is just being generated as you actually go along. But yeah, absolutely lovely. Absolutely flipping lovely. Wonderful little game. This has been 8 days. Link in the description below. Thoroughly recommended. Absolutely enjoyed this. It was great fun. And hopefully we will have something like this again in the future, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Dad. And our journey is complete. We have indeed travelled around the world in 80 days. Thank you very much. And goodbye. What the hell? Alright, we've now got a Scottish zombie travelling with us. Oh, he's actually quite good now. And he's got over his drinking problem. Which is... Oh, he eats human flesh. He's got some decent carrying capacity. Okay, fine, he eats people. But come on, let's not be flipping judgmental about this.